Hey, my name's Jonathan, and I'm a veteran.
Hi, my name is Daryl, and I'm a veteran.
My name is Chad, and I'm a veteran.
Hey, I'm Travis. I'm an Air Force veteran.
Hi, my name's Ashley, and I'm a veteran.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with a Vet. I'm Carol Lee. I appreciate you joining me today. I know it is not Sunday, in case anybody's looking at their calendar a little confused. I have a guest tonight who has graciously agreed to come on, and today was the day that worked best for him. So I'm happy to have done that. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on Andrew Farrer. So help me welcome him. Howdy.
Hey, you got the name right. So a lot of people, they can't pronounce my name, but they've gotten my name wrong since 1066 AD. So I'm not going to hold it to you.
I get it, but I'm glad I got it right.
No, you did good.
So you've been keeping busy from the conversation we had, and that's a good thing. Keeps us all out of trouble, right?
I try to keep myself, my wife tries to keep me out of trouble, and I get in trouble all the time.
Well, you're a Marine, so.
We always, hey, I got NJP'd when I was a Marine for drinking in Iraq. So I lost rank, and you know what? Gained it back. And you're not a good Marine unless you spent time in the brig.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Don't let my kids hear that.
Ask a lot of Marines. I know a lot of Marines that Chesty Puller would hey, give me the Marines from the brig. I want to take those guys into battle.
So we had the conversation about kind of how I roll on this. And so we're going to just start. I know you've watched an episode or two, so thank you for that.
You have a great show.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So let's start by talking a little bit about your childhood. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How was that for you growing up?
Yeah, of course. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee, at Baptist Memorial Hospital at 5:48 p.m.
Oh, wow. That's
November.
specific.
Well, my birth certificate's right over here, so I looked at it. November 7th, 1977. So I am a Gen Xer. Grew up in Exeter, New Hampshire. So we moved in 79, 78, 79. We moved up to Exeter, New Hampshire. And my dad was a doctor. Mom was a lawyer. Childhood was good. I had a younger brother who was born in Exeter. And we went to high school. We went to junior high, went to middle school, pre-K, elementary school, middle school, junior high. And then after junior high, all that stuff was in Exeter. So my parents were like, hey, did you ever think about boarding school? I was like, wow, what's boarding school? And so I applied to a bunch of schools up north, and I went to Brooks in North Andover, Massachusetts. Played hockey. I was a rower. And then after that, went to college, went to Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida. Was a fraternity member, and where I learned how to really, really drink was down at Rollins. Great school. I was a classical studies major.
Oh, wow.
So I took Latin, 6 years of Latin, 2 years of Greek, philosophy, art history. I mean, religion, you name it about the ancient world: Mesopotamia, Judea, Egypt, Rome, and Greece. And it was awesome. I loved it.
So you were studious, to say the least.
In boarding school, yes. In college, not so much. The fraternity, I was a Teak, Tau Kappa Epsilon for those people out there. I was a Teak. If you can't go Greek, go Teak. That's what they always say to us. But yeah, it was great. I loved my fraternity. Opened up a lot of doors, and but also closed a lot of doors too because I had to take an extra year in college. So I was on the 5-year plan.
Okay. That happens. That happens a lot.
It happens. It happens. It does.
And so, what made you decide to join the military? What was the deciding factor for you? And what did your parents say?
That's a very good question. When 9/11 happened, I was in Naples, Florida. I was working as a paint store. This was after college, and I was an assistant store manager for Sherwin-Williams store 2049 in Naples, Florida, on Tamiami Trail. I was the assistant manager of a $1.5 million store, so I had to make cold calls to contractors and be like, "Hey, you owe us like $7,000, so pay up." So I had I had to do that. So 9/11 happened. I was in the back mixing like 80 gallons of paint, and I hear Howard Stern on the radio. And one, I thought it was a joke. I was like, "This is a bit." No, it was not a bit. I went home. I was like, "Oh," like I watched the news. I was like, "Oh my God, did this really just happen?" And I broke down. I was crying, and I was like, "Holy shit! Can I swear on this?"
This is your channel. You do what you care to do.
Okay, good. I like swearing. I'm a chaplain that likes to swear. Yeah.
Okay.
I walked into the recruiting office and I told my parents before, and they were like, "No, hell no, you are not going on." Nope. Mm-mm. My mom was like a stringent hell no. So I waited about 3 years. I was 26 years old, and then I decided this is my moment. This is when I was going to join. And so I wanted to join one because my dad was prior service. He was Navy.
Okay.
My uncle was in Vietnam. If you go back to my family, we go all the way back to 1066, where my 29th great grandfather fought in the Battle of Hastings in 1066 with William the First. And
Wow.
so we've got a lot of warriors in my. I actually just found. I just found a Civil War relative that fought in
Okay.
Georgia. And I'm also Sons of American Revolution. So I had family that fought in the Revolutionary War too. So our family has been in a lot of wars. I don't know about World War II, but definitely World War One. I can't find anyone in World War II. Korea, I can't find anyone in Korea. So in Desert Storm, I didn't find anyone in Desert Storm. So we skipped a bit. Boom, Andrew goes to Iraq. So I enlisted. I was 26 years old. I already had a BA in classical studies. So it was very easy for me to get in to the Marine Corps. There were no waivers back then, no age waivers. I did have a drug waiver because I did smoke marijuana in college 25 years ago. So they can't hold that over my head anymore.
So what was you get there, you step on the yellow footprints.
Oh, yeah.
What was going through your mind?
Holy shit. What the hell did I just do?
Seriously. So even though you were gung-ho for this, the second you stepped on those yellow footprints, and for anybody who's not seen those yellow footprints, let me tell you, it's almost eerie because you think about the people that stood there before you from generation to generation to generation. But in the same sense, it's very awe-inspiring.
It is. And I have another story about that after military service, but I'm going to wait until later.
Okay.
So I get on the yellow footprints, and then they get us into the receiving room. And it kind of hit me on the yellow footprints. It really hit me when they put us in that classroom for like, I don't know, it felt like forever. You weren't allowed to rest. I remember the moment of truth, and your sons have probably told you about the moment of truth, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Keep talking. I'll let you know.
You're in this room, and these drill instructors, they come out and they're like, "Okay, this is your last chance. Do you have any contraband on you whatsoever? Because if you do, you're out of here." And I was like, I'm just going to keep my head on the desk. And then they keep you there, and then you do like shot call and all this, and you get you get all your SIF gear, you get your bag, you get your uniforms, you get all this stuff. And then you meet your drill instructors. And then it's just like after that, it's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I should have not signed a second time.
A second time.
Yeah, because when you take your first you got to sign, and then you take your oath,
yes,
and then you take your
yes.
second sign.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And so, but you know what? Boot camp was the best 13 weeks of my life, 3 hots in a cot. I still talk to some of my boot camp members.
Awesome.
I was 2nd Battalion Fox Company, 2081.
That's awesome. DJ, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. So,
hi DJ. How you doing?
So, Andrew, what stories? You've got to have some fun stories of boot camp.
Yeah, actually, I got to see. I got to see a blanket party. That was fun. I did not take part in it at all. A blanket party. It's when one of the recruits messes up, and when one person messes up, the whole platoon messes up. So this recruit, and I'm not going to give you his name, but he messed up real bad. And so I watched from my bed bunk, because it was bunk beds, bed bunk. Why did I say that? I was watching from my bottom bunk, and I'm watching this kid get the shit kicked out of him because he messed up so bad. I mean, they would take bars of soap and wrap them in the towels, and then.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's
but
bad.
It's the Marine Corps. That's what you know, and I've gotten the shit kicked out of me too. Actually, that's a funny story that I can't wait to tell you. You know, we have to do a lot of stuff in the water, right? As Marines.
Yeah.
Because we are the Department of the Navy, the men's department, by the way. So for any Navy people out there, we're the men's department. All right, just take it. We've been saying it for years. So we have to do swim qual. So back in my day, because swim qual has changed now, but back when I went in, there were 4 levels to swim. There was swim qual 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4, very easy. It didn't take a lot to pass 4. 3, a little bit harder. 2, very hard. 1, impossible. I tried to go for 1, and in the midst of me going to 1, I get punched in the face by my drill instructor in the water.
Okay.
Because to get swim qual 1, one of the things you have to do is you have to rescue a drowning victim, and the drowning victim is not a drowning victim, but a drill instructor.
And so fighting for their life. Yeah.
He's in there. He's just calm as a cucumber. And I come in next to him, and he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I sir, I am." And he comes and he just takes me down for a death roll. And so like he's got me in a bear hug, and they teach you like suck, duck, and tuck, like suck, tuck, and duck. And then you have to take you can't see it, but you take your hands and put them on his arms, and you try and pinch this nerve right here. And so he'll let go of you so you can get away and you can rescue the swimmer. Well, he didn't want to let me go, and he kept me down. So I would press up, get air, press up, get air. I did it 3 times, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I punched him in the stomach. He came over, punched me in the face. I had a black eye, actually. I'll send you a picture, and I saw it today. I had a black eye in my Marine Corps pictures.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't use it because that would be considered hazing. So they waited 3 weeks after, and then took my picture again. No black eye. So they were in the clear.
Wow, that's a heck of a story. But I guess if you punched him first, I guess that's kind of, yeah, that'll happen.
I attacked a sergeant, and he definitely came back at me. But he was a bigger guy. I had a hard time getting his nerves right here to try and try and have him let me go. It didn't work. So I thought of something else, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, this recruit is good at swim qual 2. This recruit does not want to go forward with swim qual 1. So I left the pool after that.
And what did the sergeant say?
He was like, yeah, go ahead. Because I made it to a good enough amount of swim qual where I didn't actually have to re-qual for like 3 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
like, yeah. So like every like back then, I think they've changed it since now, but if you got swim qual 1, you don't have to re-qualify for like 4 years. If you get MCWIS, which is Marine Corps swim qualified, you never ever have to go back in the pool ever again because you are that good in the water.
Gotcha.
And MCWIS, it's a good one. I've known people that have done MCWIS, and they are rock stars in the water. I mean, flat out, they're awesome guys.
Now, were you on the East Coast or the West Coast then?
Parris Island, where real Marines
Paris.
are made. Come on now.
You know, I
ain't
get
no
crap.
Hollywood Marine.
I get crap comments because of things like that.
You know, and they're just jealous. Okay? They're just jealous.
I have to say, and I've said this to all of the Marines, I really do have a soft spot for Marines. Obviously, I have 2 Marine sons, so it's one of those that, yeah, I have to chuckle with you because it is funny hearing it, and knowing how my boys take the ribbing, from the other branches. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? But we make fun of all of each other. But you know what? If a civilian makes fun of one of our guys, we're all together and we're going after that civilian because they don't actually really have a right to make fun of us because they've never stood a mile in our shoes or walked a mile in our shoes.
So DJ Play Nice says you adapted and overcame that situation, a sure sign of an intelligent recruit.
Hey, I got a 54 on my ASVAB, so I think that was pretty good. Good enough to be a grunt. So thank you, DJ.
Well, then I won't tell you what my my youngest Marine got.
He got a 98, probably 70, 98.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah, he could do. Yeah, that son. What's his name again?
Richard.
Richard, same as my first name. Okay. Because I'm Richard Andrew, and Richard is a smart Marine, and he probably did intelligence. He's the one who did intel, right?
No. He signed up for 0311.
He was a grunt. He's a smart grunt. Wow, what a waste.
Oh, you should have heard the recruit. That's a lot of what, the recruits had said. And because for them, they don't want that. They want the ones that don't think for themselves.
Well, the ASVAB score, the lowest you can get to be a grunt is 32. And that's, hopefully you can spell your name right and you'll get a 32.
Well, it's interesting. What I'd heard was the average ASVAB that this one particular recruiter's office had seen, the average was in the 30s. That was average.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. I don't have my stats in front of me. I actually wouldn't even know that stat. So I'm glad you said it because, but I can go down to the recruiting office. I know Gunny Briggs and Staff Sergeant Clark, and I'll talk to them and see if their numbers pan out.
Good guys, by the way, really good guys.
Dude, I talk to them all the time. Actually, we are doing a huge event, which I'm going to talk about later. But we got like 50 DEPers, 50 recruits, like all branches, that'll be working out in a gym that we've partnered up with to help them with ASVAB scores and PT stuff.
That's awesome.
It's funny, the guy who runs this nonprofit, he just called me. He's another Marine. His name is Dan Clore. He lives in upstate New York, and he's doing the American Warrior Festival. And now he does concerts and stuff. That's one of his things. But the other big thing he does, he tutors these ASVAB kids that are really low and brings them up. Actually, he just tutored a kid who got like a 35 the first time. The second time he took it, he got a 70. Amazing.
Yeah,
And so,
that's great.
and we're going to be getting together, and you're hopefully going to come with because you're in Murfreesboro, right? You're here in Murfreesboro, like
Yes.
right down the road from me.
Probably a stone's throw. Yeah. How it was we connected, to me, still kind of intrigues me how that happened. But
Mom,
yes.
hey, when I talk to you, you're cool as shit. Okay, so
Thank you.
You're
Back
kudos
at you.
from another Marine.
Awesome. And so for those of you who don't know, Mom is mother of Marine. So he kept calling me, Andrew kept calling me ma'am, for one.
All the
And
time.
finally I said, just
It's a
call me
habit.
Mom.
Sorry.
I know. It's a sign of respect, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just told him, just call me Mom, and
Yeah.
it stands for Mother of Marine. So
Well, yeah. Well, you're awesome. Great show.
thank you.
After boot camp, I will continue this story. Sorry,
Yeah.
segue. After boot camp, got on a bus, had 10 days off to do recruiting in Savannah, Georgia, because we had moved from New Hampshire to Savannah, Georgia, which is my love. I spent 16 years in that glorious city, and hopefully my wife and I will be moving back once we pay off all our bills.
There you go.
And so I was in Savannah 10 days. My mom she still is mad that I joined the Marine Corps. I never answered that
Yeah.
question. She was very upset. Dad didn't care, but Dad wanted me to. He thought it'd be good for me. Unfortunately, Dad took his own life when I
Oh,
was in
no.
boot camp. I got a Red Cross message the second month at boot camp, and he had apparently killed himself. He was my first veteran suicide that I knew about.
I'm
And
so sorry.
it's okay. He's up there looking over me, and he's with Granddad and my son, and all the Marines that I lost, and they're looking out for us. So hopefully, in 60 years, I'll be up there with him, like having drinks, because
You'll
I'll be
be
able
really
to.
old.
I'll be able to drink up in heaven, because I can't drink down here, but I'll definitely be able to drink in heaven.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah,
Goals. It's all about the goals.
that's right. But yeah, that was tough. It made me want to get off the island like really bad. So I worked really hard because I went home for his funeral during boot camp, came back, and continued. And then I graduated September 17th of 2004, 10 days off. And then I went to SOI, School of Infantry, for another 3 months.
And were you stuck at holding it all for that?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh,
2 weeks.
you got off lucky. Okay.
But
I know.
every day we had to guard that stupid armory at Camp Geiger. It's this box, and I don't even think there's anything in it, but we just had to walk around it 8 hours a day, come back, 8 on, 12 off, 8 on, 12 off for 2 weeks. Then we got our company, and I got Delta Company. So the first month you go through the infantry stuff, 03 everything. Second month you go through 0331 machine gunner stuff. So I learned how to disnas a 240, disnas. They probably don't know what disnas is.
Disassemble?
Disassemble and assemble a 50 cal, a 240, and a Mark 19. Those were my weapons that I trained on and qualified on.
I would love to learn how to disassemble and reassemble a 50 cal.
Easy.
I'll put that on my bucket list.
Easy. There's 14 parts to a bolt. So, I mean, that's the bolt is the hardest part to put together. But if you want to, and you want to go shooting, is another segue. I'm a gold member at Outpost Armory.
A gold member. Okay.
If you want to go shoot, I mean, I have my own pistol, but you can get your pick. And the guy who runs the range, he was a Blackwater guy. So he knows everything there is to know about weapons. and they have they don't have a 50 cal. Well, they have a 50 cal sniper rifle, and you pay $159 to shoot that. But they have a machine gun and they have a saw, so you can shoot all this stuff, and we'll go. I swear.
Awesome.
I go once a week.
Yeah, it's been a bit, at least a few months, I think, that I was there last. We go out to the OK Corral.
Oh, yeah. I've been there. Yeah.
And they have a 50 cal, and it's $10 a shot. And that was really fun to say I have shot a 50 cal.
Well, it's funny. Our sticker of my VFW is at the OK Corral.
Oh, wow. Nice.
We did an event up there last year. We had like 10 guys from our VFW go and shoot. We shot skeet. We shot pistols. It was a lot of fun. My wife.
And did he have you have to sign in with Crayon?
No, not at all.
He sees my Marines coming and he hands them a crayon.
You know, when I went to boot camp and when I was a Marine for 4 years, this whole crayon thing from 04 to 08 didn't really exist. We didn't hear about the crayon eaters.
Well, now
so
it's just embraced.
I get slightly offended. Slightly. That much.
Oh, my oldest Marine has a shirt that says crayon eating
Marine, right? And it's
something.
got Marine and crayon in it.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I just remember seeing that and I was like, yeah. So, Christmas one year, they both got nothing but consumable crayons.
I know, it's just a thing. I think it's a phase and it will pass by. Hopefully.
Nope, the moms won't let it.
Oh my God. Oh, the moms, the Marine moms. It's like the hockey moms. Like you got
right. Except better.
Jason, thank you for that USMC crayon eating team. No, I was not. I was a machine gunner and I got deployed 3 times. So I didn't have time to eat crayons. Sorry, we were too busy fighting.
You know that it is just anymore. It is just a term of endearment.
No, I know.
Okay.
I just I've had my fair share of crayons. I have. I just you know what?
Oh, see, now the truth is coming out.
But I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the crayon thing.
Well, go on a diet with them. You don't have to eat them if they're in front of you.
No, but I was part of an organization where, and I'll get into that too. It's part of my story. But they do a lot of crazy stuff. And I was doing it to get viewers. I was getting people to like my posts and stuff like that. So I actually went to Mission Barbecue, took a red crayon and ate it on camera.
Ew.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
You should have gotten the ones that look like a crayon, but they're like bubble gum.
You need to talk to Tim Hickey and patchops.com because every patch that you buy, he sends a crayon bubble gum piece of candy.
Awesome. See?
I'll send you. Tim, if you're out there, he makes the best patches. He made patches for my battalion. He's made patches for every single Marine Corps battalion out there because he himself is a Marine. I will give you his phone number. I will give you his.
Please do.
Whatever. Just so you can order patches because Conversations with a Vet needs a patch.
Yes, we do.
Tim, I just found you a new customer. Remember, I get 10% of all sales. Just kidding, Tim. Just kidding. I love him. He's up in Ohio. He's a great guy. But no, after boot camp, went to SOI, did the training, graduated December 17th, 2004. And
okay.
I took a very short bus trip to Camp Lejeune, which was right up the road from Camp Geiger. And that's where I met my battalion, 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines. They put me in India Company. 2 weeks went by, went home for vacation, Christmas, came back January 5th. We are on a plane to Iraq. A couple hours later, we land in Camp Fallujah. And then we go to our base, Camp Delta in Karma, Iraq, a suburb outside of Fallujah. And we were there for 6 months.
Wow.
Patrols, post, You name it, we lost 8 guys that deployment.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it was tough. It was the first time I ever got shot at was February 14th, 2005.
Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, I was on a patrol, and this is a funny story that I tell a lot of people. When we got fired, we were getting AK-47 fire from the left. We were getting mortared from the front. And I stood in the middle of the road and I had a deer in the headlights, like, oh shit, what do I do? Fight or flight kind of response. I was like, I didn't know what to do. All my training, and I blanked. My mind went like blank. And so I looked for the closest thing that I could get behind. And it was a telephone pole to 100 yards to my left. So, okay, now I'm not 230 pounds that I am today. Back then, I was 195 with all my gear. So I got behind the telephone pole like this with the SAW, squad automatic weapon, the M249. And I'm like this, and I'm like, bullets are going past my head, bombs are going off, and I look to my right, and my squad leader is behind a dirt berm, and I'm like, oh, shit. So he yells to me. He's like, Far, what the F are you? He's like, Far, what the F are you doing? I'm like, he's like, get over here. And so I get over there, and that was my first moment getting shot at. So that was not my bravest hour, but
you survived it.
I should have died a couple times in 2005. I had a lot of good guys watching my back. And then we came home. We were there from January to August. We came home. We trained for another 5.5 months. And then March 2006, we went to Ramadi, Iraq. The Time magazine said the most dangerous place in the world in 2006. And it's true. We lost 17 guys that deployment. I was 182 pounds. I could get 30 pull-ups. I lost a lot of weight, and I was a really locked-on Marine for that second deployment. I had a lot of good teachers, a lot of good mentors, good first sergeants. I had this one gunny that was crazy, but I love him. Gunny Lambert, wherever you are, man, we miss you. We love you. He's got 72 children, and they are not human. They are guns. This guy was married to another gunny. He would practice IA drills, immediate action drills, in his house in case he got stormed, in case his castle got stormed.
That's awesome.
This guy used to give us limo speeches. I mean, he'd talk, okay, big black guy. He'd be like, hey there, devil dogs. He'd talk like that. I'm trying to do the guttural. But I'm gonna ruin it. But he's like, hey there, devil dogs. I know we got limo coming up, but here's my phone number. Call me because I have a bag of lye, a shotgun, and a shovel. If you do anything in town, just give me a call and we'll take care of it. I was like, what? What? I was like,
see, that's one of those I just stuck in my contacts and left it there for life.
No, Gunny was a high speed. He was high speed. Gunny was he was a lance corporal on ship in Desert Storm. He was the only Marine on that ship. This is a story. I don't know if it's rumor. I don't know if it's true. But he's the only Marine that brought his own pistol on board a Navy ship. Which, if you're in the Navy and the Marine Corps, enlisted guys do not bring weapons onto a Navy ship because that is for the officers. The officers are the only ones that have weapons.
And so, of course, you don't know if that's rumored or not.
I don't know. It's a story I heard, but you know what? I wouldn't pass it by Gunny because
that's the kind of person he is.
That's the kind of person. And you know what? But if he's watching, I love you, man. We miss you. We have tons of reunions. We want you to come to a reunion. Gunny
That's
Lambert,
awesome.
please.
Gunny Lambert, if you're out there listening,
Gunny,
let me
call
know. I can get you. I can get you in contact. So we got you.
Or call Modesto. He's got my number too, and he lives in South Carolina. He calls me all the time drunk. Sorry, Gunny Modesto. I love Gunny Modesto too. He was one of the staff sergeants that when we got done with SOI, there were only maybe 10 people at the battalion. Everyone else was on leave because they had just come back from Haiti. So there was probably, I don't know, 20 guys back out of 927.
Oh, wow.
So I got to meet Staff Sergeant Santiago and Staff Sergeant Modesto. And me and my 10 guys, we meet these two staff sergeants. They're the ones putting us in different companies. And they're like, okay, good to go. All right, go. You're here for a week and then you go on leave. Don't mess anything up, but be prepared when you come back home because people are going to torture you. I'm like, okay, good to go. Can't be any worse than boot camp. Wrong. Way wrong. Way worse than boot camp. Wow.
Goodness.
Getting to the fleet was rough. But no, and then Ramadi, we were there for about 6.5 months. We were there from March 06 to October 06.
And this whole time you're I just lost it. Your job.
Machine gunner.
Thank you. I don't know why. It just went whoosh.
No, it's okay. No, on post I would be a machine gunner. On patrols, I would be a saw gunner. So they utilized me because the saw is like a baby machine gun. It's like the uncle that you don't talk about. You have to clean it because if you clean it really well, it will never jam. Which, by the way, my saw never jammed in 2006.
In 2006.
Never jammed because I cleaned it every single night. I cleaned it for at least an hour. I scrubbed it. I scrubbed the gas tube. I scrubbed everything. And this thing never jammed on me the entire deployment. It was awesome.
That's a great accomplishment.
Well, okay, this is what I would do. Okay, we'd go on, I get off a post, then we go on patrol. So post would be like 8 hours. Get up, maybe take a nap for like 30 minutes. Go on patrol for 2 hours. Then come back, have dinner. And then after dinner, I would run 5 miles. Clean my weapon first, then run 5 miles. Then go to sleep and get ready for next post. Like that was like a daily thing. Like we would do that for like the first like 12 days. And then we'd have then we'd do our rotation. So then we get 2 days off, on 12, off 2, on 12. And that was 6.5 months. And it was a big circle. OP Haria, OPVA, Gov Center, ECP North, Hurricane Point. I mean, all these places, we did a big circle. Like we would stay here, then go here, then go here, then go here. Then we get rest. And then we do it all over again.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
And so in 2006, not one jam.
Not one jam.
On the saw.
Nope.
Which is that to me, I think is really a good thing. I mean, when you can have a weapon that doesn't jam, and obviously maintaining it properly is key.
That's right. The 7 P's, prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
There you go. Okay. So, kind of a, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask you. So, you see all of the movies with the gunners and
machine gunners.
Them. I don't know why that word is not going to come out of my mouth tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just not. So you see and they are just like up there, they're taking charge and, what have you. What was that like for you as a machine gunner?
I was never in charge. I always had a squad. You have a squad machine gun leader, and he usually would point out your left lateral limit, your right lateral limit. This is your cone of fire. I was usually the gunner or the ammo bearer for a machine gun team. A machine gun team consists of 3: the ammo bearer, the gunner, and then the squad leader. So the squad leader would the gun leader would be in charge of the gun, like where we would set up, where the fire direction point is going to be. And then you've got one, two, three, like 4 teams of gunners, and then you got the machine gun main squad leader. So he employs all the machine guns where he wants them to be, where they'd be the most effective.
Okay. So the movies make it look like, y'all are kind of independent and able to, I know a lot of that is just Hollywood up, if you would.
To a point, you're independent, but you're always getting orders from a sergeant or a staff sergeant or a platoon sergeant or a platoon commander, or some, but sometimes you have to, if it's not working, then fuck it and just get it done. That's the Marine. And you've heard that. Your sons have probably said that. If it doesn't work, just say fuck it and just do it and get it done.
Yeah. So, Saga Flamingwood says the SAW is much more reliable than the 240B currently, hearing from AITB instructors.
AITB, what is that? Army stuff?
The Grunt Corps.
Okay, because that sounds like Army stuff, but
no, it's Marine.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
AITB. I mean, is that like? Do they learn? Do they teach that in MGLOC, machine gun leaders course, which I never went to?
I can say he has never gone either.
I never went.
It's the Advanced Infantry Training Battalion.
Oh, that's where they have AMLOC, Advanced Mortar Leaders Course, Advanced Machine Gun Leaders Course. They probably have a Sappers School for the assaultmen, which, well, they used to. They don't have assaultmen anymore because my battalion commander or past battalion commander, retired General Berger.
That's at SOI, yeah.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you, Saga. Yeah, but David Berger is doing the 2030 drawdown, and my battalion was one of the infantry battalions that got axed, and that was either 3 or 4 years ago. But he was our battalion commander. When I got there, General Berger, actually Lieutenant Colonel Berger, was in charge, and then he moved over to regiment, and then we never saw him again. And then 20 years later, he's the commandant of the Marine Corps, and I saw him in March. And I'm like, hey, what's up, sir? How you doing? And he remembered me, which is kind of funny because I thought I didn't really stick out, but I guess I did.
Interesting. And that's, you sent me a picture, so I have a couple of photos, and I don't know. It's up to you if I can put them out there at the end of the show as some thumbnails. Have at it.
Okay. My story is for everybody, and people can they can comment on it. My brain got buzzed a little bit from getting blown up a lot, so I could get stuff wrong, and I'm sorry if I do. But yeah, I apologize if I get anything wrong.
Well, memories are just that. They're, sometimes depending upon the moment, you might not remember something clearly.
That first deployment is kind of like a haze to me. The second deployment, starting to get hazy. Third deployment, and that's where I was going to segue into, because after we got back from Ramadi, after, the 17 passed away, God rest their souls, 47 Purple Hearts were given out in October when we got home. I was one of them for shrapnel to my foot. We got home, and then we started training again, and we trained for 10 months. And that takes you to July of 2007. And so we're getting ready for MEU. So we're going to be on a Navy ship. We were on the 22nd MEU. I was on the USS Kearsarge for 7 months. The 3 companies each broke up between ships. So we had the USS Kearsarge, the USS Ponce de Leon, and the USS Gunston Hall. I remembered it. Yes.
Nice job. Good job.
So we had the helos, so we would do a lot of fast roping out of 53s and 46s. Another boat were the Amtraks, the those big, Amtrak's, right? You've seen
The amphibious.
the amphibious assault vehicles. Which I am so glad I would never win on one in the water. On land, yes, I've been in one. In the water, hell no. You will never, ever, ever find me. But I do want to shout out to my amphibious warriors. Yas. You ain't tracks, you ain't shit.
There you go.
I
So
love
there.
you guys.
That's awesome. And so as you are going and you're preparing for each deployment, was it different the way that you prepared yourself mentally for each deployment?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, oh shit, we're going on another deployment. Damn it. But our deployment tempo was so high. We didn't really have time to think because as soon as we got done, we went on leave, came back, started training again. So we really didn't have time to, like, especially like my dad dying. Like, I didn't think about dad for 4 years, and then when I got out, then it was just it, and I'll get into that part of my story. Because that last deployment took us till January of 2008, and so after that I was called a short timer. So I had 5 months to go until my 4 years was up.
Okay.
And so I tried to skate. I know a lot of Marines that are watching this. They know what the term skate means. Do you know what the term skate means?
It's the same
Mom?
in the civilian life.
Okay. Good to go. Sorry, I'm just getting a little bit more light in here because it's starting to get dark.
Yeah, it is. We're supposed to get storms tonight, so
Good.
yeah.
I like storms. I'm sorry. I'm a storm guy. But no, and I got out. I think I took 30 days. I used 30 days of my leave, so I left in like May. But at the time, okay, and this is it's not funny. It's kind of humorous. So I was married. I actually got my first time I got married was in Iraq. My first marriage. So
You
I
were
was
in Iraq when you got
yes,
married?
I was deployed. She had my power of attorney, and she and my mom went to Colorado, and basically the ceremony happened while I was in Iraq, while I was at Camp Blue Diamond in Ramadi. And she was in Colorado, and the papers were signed, and we were married. And
Were you like on a video call?
No, not at all.
You weren't even present in
wasn't even
any
present.
form or fashion?
She had my power of attorney, and I guess in Colorado it worked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was totally legal too. And
Okay, so I have to throw this out there for any of you watching in any branch. Make sure that you really check the state laws if you're not looking to get married.
yeah, because I mean, they
Wow.
researched that Colorado was one state where the other person didn't have to be there, but a power of attorney acted as me. I don't know. It might have changed. That was God. That was 2006. So the law might have changed since then. But that marriage, I mean, it was an okay marriage. We were married 2 years. We lost a son. She was pregnant when I left for my second deployment, and when I came home, she was ready to pop. She did, and I had to go to East Carolina University in an ambulance. Actually, I was driving behind the ambulance. She was in the ambulance, and
Okay.
my son was 34 weeks, and the Naval Hospital at Camp Lejeune would not take him because he was under 35 weeks. So he had to go to a NICU unit 2 hours north. So he was on a oscillator for 33 hours, and then we decided to it'd be better for him if he did not live, because he'd have a lot of problems if he did make it. Blood transfusions, brain disorders, all that kind of stuff. So we decided that we would take him off the oscillator, and so then he died the day after he was born.
Oh, wow.
He was born on the 18th of October 2006, and he died the 19th, 2006.
I can't even begin to imagine how difficult that had to have been for the two of you.
It was rough. We tried a couple more times. She had a couple miscarriages. And then over Easter, I was on recruiting duty. That was a big fight too. Like she had family in Naples, Florida, Marco Island, and I was going to go to recruiting in Naples, Florida, where I myself got recruited 4 years before. And her family's from Jersey, and she was like, "Well, no, stay in Jersey." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to be in Jersey in my short sleeves in March. It's going to be cold. I want to be in Naples. It's a vacation down there." And she wouldn't come down, so I went by myself. So 2 weeks after I got there, I was extremely hammered, and I was like, "Hey, I don't think this is working. I think we need to get a divorce." And so we did. Um, a couple months later, I'm signing the paperwork, and we're divorced.
Okay.
And that was 2000. When was that? 2010. Right before I started my MBA school. I was living back in Georgia because after that, after we were getting a divorce, she actually moved out of base housing. And then she told base housing that I was leaving too, even though I had 3 months left to go before I actually had to get out.
Wow.
So I come home from some kind of a training mission, and I'm like, "Mr. Farr, you have to vacate these premises in a week." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And I ring, Mom, can you send a moving truck down here and bring all my stuff back to Savannah, because I've got to live in the barracks for 3 months. She's like, "Yeah, sure." So she took care of that. She was great. I got tired of the barracks after a week, and I moved in with a buddy of mine who lived in Surf City. Actually, no. Where? Where? No. What the hell was it called? It was a beach right before Surf City. Damn.
I can't help you with that one.
Well, he lived right on the water in North Carolina. So I lived with him and his girlfriend and his two big Great Danes until I got out of the Marine Corps. I had to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I leave in May. And from there, I start, I live with Mom, and Mom's like, "Hey, you need to go get an MBA." I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I take my GMAT. I pass. I get into Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia. So I move up there. I go for a year. I don't like the in classroom stuff. I'm kind of weirded out. I want to throw a lot of these kids through windows. I want to throw the professor like off a building. I'm like, I can't. I'm going crazy. So I find out, oh my gosh, I can get an MBA online. The caveat, I can't get. I have to take out a FAFSA loan just to get online because the GI Bill was not set up for online school at the time.
Oh, wow.
So I incurred with the MBA and the PhD, half of the PhD. I incurred $98,000 worth of debt.
That's a ton. Oh my gosh.
But I listened to one of my veterans, and he told me, he's like, "Andrew, you're 100%, right?" I'm like, "Well, finally, yeah. After 11 years, I got 100% total permanent unemployable with the VA. So they take care of everything, and I get a Social Security. I get my Social Security too every second Wednesday. But they're like, "Andrew, if you take this piece of paper, fill it out, and prove to them that you're 100% with your certificate of eligibility, your $98,000 will be waived." And guess what? It's waived. It's off my credit report. Everything that I incurred while in the Marine Corps, in school, boom, off.
Oh, that's great.
I was very lucky.
I'd say, yeah.
I stopped paying those those FAFSA bills a long time ago. Damn, I might have given myself up. Hey, FAFSA, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I
But
got my MBA,
okay.
my MBA in healthcare administration. I went down to Jacksonville, Florida. I worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield for about 6 months in a training program. I did not get the job. I was very depressed after that. Went into my local bar and ordered 3 dozen oysters and a shit ton of beer. And I begged the owner. I was like, "Hey, can you give me a job as a dishwasher?" And so he did. And so I was washing his dishes for $150 a week, no matter what hours I did. I just I needed the money, and I was at that time I was getting 50% disability. So that plus the dishwashing, I was able to live, sort of good, sort of. And so then that got me into cooking, and then I was cooking for 10 years after that.
Wow.
So went to chef school. Cooked at a very nice country club in Vero Beach, the Moorings Yacht and Country Club. I learned a lot
Sounds
of my.
fancy.
It's very fancy. Like I did fine dining for like 6 months. That I mean, they did fried oyster sandwiches. Um, they did. Oh my gosh, they did like lemon. Oh, I can't even pronounce some of the stuff. I can't. The stuff they made me do, it was just nuts. Um, and I did that for 2.5 years. And after that, it's I don't know. It's 56 minutes. I mean, am I going too long?
Oh gosh, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
We go as
Sorry.
long as you care to go.
Sorry, my podcast is like an hour, and then we're out.
So let
Okay.
me tell you, I had a guest, and when I was talking to him, similarly to how I was with you, messaging back and forth initially, I asked him to be a guest, and he's like, I don't think I have anything really to talk about. And I was like, I'm sure you will have something to talk about. 3 hours later.
That's good.
Yes.
He got it out. That's good.
And yes, he was shocked that it was 3 hours. And
well, it's just sometimes that happened. Yeah, that's another story. But
yeah,
we had a guest like that. He was Vietnam vet, and he didn't want to talk at all. And his was like an hour and a half. We're like, dude, you did a great job. Unfortunately, we were not. He called and he didn't want to have it aired. So, but it was a very, very good story. I love my Vietnam vets, and they are.
Yes.
They are a mystery sometimes, but you know what? They are a pleasant mystery sometimes.
Yes. And I have to throw this out here. So we've been talking now for.
Can you? I got to turn the light switch on real quick.
Go for it.
Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Go for it. Christine, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yes, you definitely have been missed. So.
Sorry, I usually turn the light switch on.
No worries. So when you and I were talking back and forth, messaging back and forth, and it appears we know a lot of the same people. Which just blows me away.
Hold on.
Obviously, there's a lot here in our area, a lot of veterans.
30,000 plus.
30,000. Wow.
Rutherford County. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. And so, so we've got, like I said, a lot in common in that regard of knowing some of the same veterans. Jason said that he could vouch for the fact about the Vietnam veterans. He said he has 3 family members that were in Nam, and he's only heard one story from them in 45 minutes. Yeah, or 45 years, excuse me. It's not something they generally talk about. And I know I had reached out to a Vietnam veteran, and his response was, while he appreciated the offer, he was going to go to his grave with
his stories.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, that's what he said. Yeah. He would go to his grave without tearing up.
It's my father-in-law. He's a Vietnam vet. He was 38 years Air Force. And he and I, we share some stories sometimes.
And it's easier to do that with veterans who have seen combat or have at least,
been in the same SAN.
Right.
They've been in the same AO, area of operation. Yeah.
Yes. And so, yeah, so then there's a little bit more kinship, or, and you feel a little bit more free to talk about things.
Yeah.
But to the layperson, I think a lot of times, I think they're scared of being judged. And I think that they're afraid of saying something to somebody, or somebody like that they care about who doesn't know that side of them, is then going to see them in a different light.
Yeah.
And I can't obviously speak for all these other people, but myself, I can't see them in a different light, because for one, it was a different time, right? I mean, it's different times, and you take an oath, and that oath is very serious. I mean, you can get in some serious trouble if you don't follow command and all that good stuff. So, yeah. And like Jason said, of course, the Vietnam veterans were judged so badly when they got home. So a lot of them just hide.
Yeah. I've met about 6 or 7 Vietnam vets that actually were denied to go into the VFW. And I feel I have to talk to these guys, and I have to apologize for the past behavior of the VFW, because I am a VFW state officer, a VFW national certified recruiter, and I have to apologize, because we did back then. They were not allowed, and now I've got like 10 Vietnam veterans in my VFW post. And if I see any Vietnam veterans out there, I immediately like, hey, would you like to come over and, talk to some fellow vets? And, we meet on the third Monday of every month. It's, call the VFW. Usually if you say the VFW, then they'll say no, because they already rejected me. So you just say, hey, come to this little veteran, veteran meetup. And, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good to talk to them. I saw a lot of them at Single Tree Barbecue this morning this afternoon when I went for lunch. All the veterans I saw from the Tennessee Veterans Home, they were all at Single Tree Barbecue, which, by the way, is veteran owned. My buddy Charlie Eblin runs it, and if you have not gone to Single Tree Barbecue, you need to. He is one of our main sponsors for our podcast, and he has the best barbecue in Murfreesboro.
I will definitely have to check him out. Jason, you heard that, right? You took a note. So Christine says that it's amazing how a vet is turned away. And a different time. I mean, people disagreed with the Vietnam War to begin with. And because of that, they were labeled and judged. And so, I'm thankful that we have moved forward. And it's taken, unfortunately, such a long time, but we're moving forward.
They love the Vietnam veterans so much. They even gave them a holiday, because you know what? Yes. March 29th at the Fountains, Vietnam Veterans Day. Again, 2 years in a row that we've done this.
Yep.
So I will be there in my leather jacket, because I am now a part of Rolling Thunder Chapter 1. I just got my leather jacket. Now I have to put my patches on, but they want me to be part of the Honor Color Guard, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of practice, because I have not done any drill stuff in 18 years, so it's gonna be a little rusty.
That's a long time. So Christine says that even current vets are getting turned away. So you'll have to share with me, Christine, some information on that. Maybe we can see what we can do. What's going on?
What current
from the VA? I'm assuming, is that
VA
accurate,
or
Christine?
VFW? Because the VFW has specific eligible requirements. You had to have been in a foreign war to get into the VFW, like Korea or Vietnam or Iraq or Afghanistan or Syria. Or there's a bunch of dates during certain operations in our country's history that will get them eligible for the VFW. Now, if they're not being turned away, they're just not eligible to to get into the VFW. But if it's the American Legion or the AMVETS, because I helped start the AMVETS 325 post here in town.
And that is short for American Vets.
Yes, American Vets. Yes, the commander is, what's his name? Joey King, Commander Joey King. He is a Ranger, a great guy. We also have American Legion 141. So if you do not qualify for overseas, we do have the American Legion here, which I'm a part of. The AMVETS I'm a part of. There's a DAV, there's the VVA for the Vietnam veterans.
And that's all here. You're talking generally local here in Tennessee.
That's all here, and they all actually, except for my post, all there's 2 VFWs in town. My post and VFW 4575, and 4575, and all those other organizations that I talked about. They all meet at the Rutherford County Veterans Community Center on 439 Rice Street, where the Veteran Service Officer Dominic Grimaldi has his office. And it is right downtown. And myself and Brian Morris, we helped get that building. It's an old county building turned into a community center for veterans.
That's awesome.
Brian Morris, the past commander. Yes.
DJ says so many acronyms.
Yes, there are.
It's just nothing but alphabet soup.
Dude, DJ, you should see my book my guy has. He's got acronyms for everything. Pick 'em deep. That's an acronym. JJ Tiebuckle. SMEAC. That's situation, mission, execution, admin, coordination. I mean,
but you remember it. And that's how come you remember it, because it's an acronym.
Yeah.
Christine White says the VA says that she makes too much, and the VFW here where she's at is like, oh, well, when do I qualify? So,
Christine, give Dominic Grimaldi a call. My past commander, Richard Fleek, he is dealing with the same thing because he makes too much money at his. That's the reason he gave me. But he actually got like 10% for his tinnitus when he went back in. So, Christine, do me a favor. Call Dominic Grimaldi. Look up the Rutherford County Veteran Service Officer.
She's not in Rutherford County, though.
Where's she at?
She's in Tennessee, but she's not in this county.
Okay, Christine, I will get you in touch with the VSO for the entire state of Tennessee. His name is Mike Roos. He lives in Shelbyville, but he takes care of all of Tennessee, and he will take care of you. I know him very well. He's one of my fellow VFW post commanders. He's a good dude. He'll take care of you.
She's in Murray County.
Oh, Murray County. That's Columbia.
Maybe? Yes? No? I don't know. I am geographically challenged.
Yeah, Murray County.
But
that's
you give me the information, and I can.
There.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if you get me that information, I can get that to her.
I have so much stuff to give you, Mom. It's not even funny.
I know. I know.
I mean,
and you have been, and it's just great. It's like, okay.
I have books, and you have just gotten yourself into our digital magazine for April. Okay, I got to talk to Elizabeth Long. She is going to be one of your fellow auxiliary members, but she's the one that does our digital magazine for the VFW. And I pretty much help out with the content. You're on it. You're in it. I need some headshots and a bio. We're good to go.
Oh, that's so awesome. So for those of you who don't know, so here where we're at is Andrew they've created the auxiliary to the VFW.
Yes.
And so if you can explain a little bit about that.
The auxiliary is the sons, the daughters, the wives, the husbands, the grandkids of those that have served overseas. And they are another nonprofit that works hand in hand with the VFW. Actually, my wife is an auxiliary member. So if your husband is in the VFW, you can actually, the wife or spouse can join the VFW. Now, Jim Africano, who owns Prohibition Home Brewing on Broad Street behind Chewy's, he is the president of the auxiliary. I will be giving his number to Mom to hand this
That
out.
would be
So
me.
if you that would be her. That would be her. If you want to if you want to join the auxiliary, it's brand new. Jim is a great guy. He's doing a hell of a job. I asked him, I was like, hey, we want to put together an auxiliary for our family, because the auxiliary, it's for our family members, and it's another
Right.
nonprofit that helps out the community, that helps out veterans, that helps out the Gold Stars, that helps out the Blue Stars. I mean, it's a great. I mean, I don't know what I would do without the auxiliary. They are the lifeblood of the VFW, because they are our support system, and I love them. I love them to death.
And it was interesting because we talked with Jason while I had you on the phone, and you were able to kind of hear his family's background. And I really never said anything about mine. I was just kind of listening and really taking it all in. But and I don't know if I told you this. So, and I always get this confused if it's a great, which I think it is. General Torney, and it's Tourney.
Okay.
He also was, he became help me out, Jason. I know you're out there.
The Revolutionary War.
Well, what was the hospital for military? What,
Alvin C. North?
No, not here. What's the one?
Bethesda?
No.
Walter Reed.
Yes. So he and Walter Reed knew each other, and he and Walter Reed actually were the ones who came up with the vaccine for yellow fever, I believe.
What?
Yes. And so General Torney was also the Surgeon General for the United States. My mom has the thing signed by the president at that time.
The warrant the warrant certificate, plaque, something.
It's not a plaque, but yeah, I mean, it goes through Surgeon General. Yeah, he was a Surgeon General. Okay, so that was the first one, and then then there was another, and that would be General Ord. Now, you've heard of Fort Ord?
Yes.
Okay, so General Ord would be my great-great-grandfather, and the way that plays out is he actually, so everybody knows of Grant, right? Okay. And they say Lee surrendered to Grant.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He actually surrendered to Ord, but Ord was not the commanding officer. So Grant got the credit.
Huh.
I know.
That seems to me that you're worthy of the auxiliary for that.
I was adopted into this, but
Jim, I got another one for you.
And then, well, I'll tell you the other part of this after we the show. But so I mean, it is on that side of the family. I mean, it runs very deep, and definitely a lot of foreign wars. Definitely a lot here as well in the States.
Did I send you the application?
Yes, we need to get that done. And then there is an application fee or a membership fee, and that is how much?
$50.
Okay, so for any of you,
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and that's an annual fee but it is per person. So
and you can just a caveat on that. If you want to be a life member, it's a one-time fee where you never have to pay again. That helps. I'm a lifetime member of the VFW. I don't think I've paid dues since 2017, since I became a life member.
Nice.
But it's good. It's good camaraderie. It's good getting together with community leaders and how can we help the community, which that's a caveat into how messed up I was after I got out of the military. And I was very messed up. I was a drunk.
So Jim,
Listen,
Danu says, just check it in. Can't stay with
hoorah!
early brief. Thank you for your service. Thank
he a
you for
Marine?
joining, Jim.
He's a Marine too.
I believe.
God bless
Yeah.
you.
And
My
then
mom
Jason
was on
says
our
that,
auxiliary for the fire department back home. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, back in Montana, I was on the auxiliary board for
Oh,
the fire
okay.
department.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, that's your son, right? Jason?
Jason? No, that's my husband.
That's your husband. Is your son like chiming in at all?
I had him. He chimed in once.
Which one
Hey,
was
Saga,
he?
are you still out there?
Oh, he's Saga?
Yep, that's the my youngest Marine.
Oh, hey, listen, Saga, I'm so sorry, man. I had no idea who you were,
Oh,
man.
there he is. I'm the son.
I'm the son. Hey, listen, hey, Saga Flamingwood, what is that, your Nordic name, dude? Seriously? Really? You went with the Nordic thing? That's cool. I like it. Okay,
Yes.
hey, listen, Saga, here. This so you don't so you can believe me. I am a Marine, okay?
There you
I
go.
am a Marine.
There you go.
Hey, I need to meet him. I do. I need to meet him.
There you go. That's his gamer tag.
Oh, hey, Saga, VFW, they have gamers. They have a gaming league now. I'll send your mom. Skull.
Skull.
And I just, by the way, I just found out I'm 8% Swedish.
There you go.
I
See?
was looking at my ancestry, and I'm 38% Scottish, 10% Northern European, 8% Swedish, 4% Nordic, and the rest of it, I'm Germanic European. Oh, and Welsh. I knew I liked you.
Well, first he says, when I get home, I'll definitely be meeting with you after I EAS. And then Jason said I knew I liked you because you're part Swedish.
Oh, dude, he's cool as hell, man. Hey, when I come over to your house, I want Swedish meatballs.
I make them from scratch.
Not the ones from that furniture store. What's it called? You know, the one in Memphis, the big one, the Swedish. What's it called?
Bonnie.
What's the Swedish furniture store called? You know, you put all the shit together.
IKEA?
Boom.
Okay.
It's Swedish.
Good job, Saga. Yes, IKEA. Okay, I did not know that was Swedish. See, look at that.
They serve Swedish meatballs like on a daily. If they're awesome.
But I
haven't
no
had
idea.
yours, so I need to try yours out.
Yes, it seems to be. I haven't had any complaints yet, so that's a good thing.
Well, hey, you know what?
What's that?
Could you make some for meeting on Monday?
Yeah. How many am I making it for?
We're gonna have pizza, so make enough for 10.
Just 10 people?
Yep. We usually have about 18 to 25, but I'm gonna get pizza too, so we'll have pizza and Swedish meatballs.
Well, that's a heck of a combination. Okay, so do I need to bring the pasta too?
Yes, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. So pasta and Swedish meatballs.
Yes.
All right.
Score.
Right? Okay. So I've got it written down. Jason says, the scary thing, Andrew, if I still wore glasses, we'd look a lot alike.
Wait, how about this? Still the same?
Oh my gosh. Pretty darn close, actually.
Oh gosh, that's a little scary.
And then Saga says, how does the 19-year-old know that and the salty people didn't about IKEA? Well, I'm old and I lose my memory.
Damn. Wait, was he calling you old or me old or both of us?
No, he called me salty.
No. I'm salty.
Well, he didn't say old. So
Saga, who's salty? Because you did go in after me, which would make me salty. Or is she salty?
Well, I don't melt, so definitely not sugar.
Because salty is a term that they give to older Marines that have been in for a while. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I had no clue.
A salty Marine is a guy that's been in and he's seen a lot of shit.
Okay.
But hey, if he's calling me, hey, Saga, if you're calling me old, you are all salty in the deployment of life. That's good. Well said. Well said. Way to save yourself.
Christine, 100%. I'm going to need that luck. Thank you so much. Let me ask you. I'm going to kind of jump ahead. I'm going to help you here.
I've gone on a squirrel tangent. I have no idea where I am in my story right now.
So let me ask you this. How do you think your military career with the Marine Corps has helped you in your transition into civilian life?
Well, at first, didn't help at all. I was diagnosed with 100% PTSD. I didn't really like myself. I didn't like people. I didn't like hanging out. I liked being by myself and drinking by myself. I was going when I got out, I was going through a downward spiral of my life. And I am a genetically capable alcoholic. I got that from my dad and got it from my grandfather. I had my first drink when I was 8 years old in Sewanee, Tennessee, with Andrew Lytle, the famous writer and English teacher that Sewanee had. He was the editor-in-chief of the Sewanee Review. My parents knew him, so my first drink was a bourbon in a silver goblet with ice when I was 8, and my brother was 6.
Wow.
And it just, then we would have wine at dinner, at Easter, Christmas, all the big ones, and it caught up with me. So throughout my entire life, I've had alcohol near me. I got in trouble at boarding school for drinking. I got in trouble at Rollins for drinking. I got in trouble in the Marine Corps for drinking. You see a pattern here. I got in trouble in college drinking. Everywhere I went, I did something stupid because of my drinking. And because of that, I lost friends. I almost lost my family because of it. The remaining few, because my brother died in 2014 from colon cancer. And so it's just me and my mom left. So for a while, I pissed my mom off terribly. Like I almost lost her as a mother. She was tired of getting me out of trouble. Two DUIs.
Wow.
One in 2009, one in Murfreesboro. And then my second marriage, actually the second DUI was right after my second marriage to my current wife, Katrina, who I adore and love with all of my heart and all of my mind and all of my soul. She's a great woman. I love her to death. We've been married almost 6 years.
Congratulations.
She's from New Hampshire. I grew up in New Hampshire. We were in the same spot together, just didn't know each other. In Florida, in New Hampshire. She probably served me drinks in Florida when I was in college, and I didn't even know it.
Wow.
And we met on Tinder, and we both swiped right. And we got married 6 years ago, July 21st, 2018, at Christ Church Cathedral in Nashville. It was a beautiful ceremony. 101 people for a 59-minute ceremony. So that's pretty good to do communion for 101 people and the ceremony in 59 minutes. That's pretty good. So thank you, Father Tim, if you're listening to this. Thank you for helping me out.
There you go.
But
and
no,
so they didn't have any kind of classes like they do now when you to prepare you for the transition.
No, they did have it was it's called Steps and Taps. It was a joke. I don't know what your boys have gone through. Saga, wait.
Saga is going. He's going through something else at the moment. So, and then my oldest Marine he's got his EAS date, so he'll be. He's already gone through. Yeah,
you said EAS.
EAS. I said it
End
fast.
of-
I'm sorry.
Oh no, end
And-
of active service. Yes.
Yeah. And so he's already got his date, and I know he's gone through. They've provided classes and actual sit in a chair with somebody going over stuff.
No, that's great. I mean, they've changed a lot since 2008 when I got out. We had a class for like a week, and it was a joke. They told us about the VFW. They told us about this and this and this, and they told us how to write a resume. And I had already been in the real world working. I worked for 3 years with a resume, and I had to do interviews and stuff. I kind of didn't pay attention because I had a BA in classical studies. I had a Purple Heart and I had 3 deployments. I was like, okay, well, this is gonna probably get me a job somewhere. Didn't really prepare me. I hear they're doing a much better job now, getting them into the workforce. The Marine for Life program with the Marine Corps League is great. That's a plug for the Marine Corps League right now, by the way.
Okay, take notes, y'all out there.
Yeah, so when, Marine for Life, get with them, they will hook you up. They will set you up for success. And if you want the guy from Marine for Life to talk to, his name is David Ocean. He lives in Nebraska. I have his phone number. I will definitely give it to you.
Yeah, that would be great, because it'd be great to have that resource for people.
You know what? I didn't take good care of myself when I got out. I went through the wrong attitude. I thought people owed me stuff because of what I did. Guess what? Wrong attitude. I drank a lot. I pissed people off. I was the worst possible person. I was terrible. And it wasn't until I went to Honduras for a month, lived there on a drunken binge, came back, moved in with my mom in Swanee, Tennessee in 2015. She made me go to meetings, got sober. I was sober for a little bit, but as all alcoholics sometimes go through, once you stop, it's very easy to start again. And I did. I went in and out of the rooms for probably about 3 or 4 years before I actually hit rock bottom, hit my downward spiral of my life, where I couldn't go anymore except for up. And so I actually got my second DUI. And I saw my wife's face in the rearview mirror while I was picking up my car, and she was crying, and she was beating up her steering wheel, and I right then and there I had to make a change. I was like, okay, Andrew, you are a big fuck up. If you don't change this, you are going to lose everything. Which I don't really have that much, but I was going to lose more. So I actually got a lawyer, and I found out about Veterans Treatment Court. And I don't know if I know Rutherford County, they have one of the best in the state. It's an 18-month program where you go before a judge at least once a week, give them sit reps, give them situation reports. You do a journal. You go to AA meetings 3 times a week. You go to the Veterans Treatment Court at least 3 times a week for classes. And I did everything right. And I actually had to graduate a month before my actual graduation date.
Okay.
Judge McFarland was my judge. And Judge McFarland is one of the great judges that just retired from Rutherford County. He was on the bench here in Murfreesboro. And he ran the Veterans Treatment Court for years. 22 Army veteran, 22-year Army veteran, great guy. Lives a block away from me. Actually, I could walk to his house right now.
He's not stalking you, really.
No, I'm not. I'm actually. He told me, he's like, Andrew, you are not allowed to come up my driveway without calling me first. I'm like, good to go, sir. No problem. so I graduated, and from there, my life just got really, really good. I don't know if you've heard of this group. It's called Irreverent Warriors. They do the Silkies hikes all over the country.
Okay, So I heard it from you.
Yes, from me. You heard it from me.
Okay. Yes.
Well, Irreverent Warriors, their mission is they bring veterans together using humor and camaraderie to improve mental health and prevent veteran suicide. They've been doing that since 2015. Donnie O'Malley, the founder of Vet TV, which Saga probably knows all about Vet TV.
Yes.
He's probably watched it. He probably has a
Yes.
subscription.
I know he did. I don't know if he still does, but he did. Yes.
Hey, $5.99 a month. You can't beat the dark comedy of the Marine Corps or of the military.
I was going to say, now, come on, be fair.
No, they do shows like Devil Docs and Meanwhile in the Barracks. That's hilarious stuff. Donnie is a genius. He's wicked funny. He's a Marine too. He was over in the West Coast, and he decided that, you know what, he was at the Wounded Warrior Barracks and he was making people laugh. And he's like, wow, laughter is really the best medicine. So he founded this Irreverent Warriors. Now, what Irreverent Warriors is, we go we're in a town. We walk around the town in our silkies with our flags, just having fun and showing off what it is to be irreverent, which is basically not having any rules, but still having some kind of military bearing. And I've done like over 20 hikes. I was a coordinator for Irreverent Warriors. I coordinated Nashville in 2019. They've got 125 cities all over the world. They're in Italy, they're in Guam, they're in London, they're in Alaska, they're in Hawaii. They're getting bigger. I mean, when I was with them, they had maybe one page of cities. Now they have two cities. Holy crap, two cities. They have 2 pages of cities, very small font, but all of them you can find it on www.irreverentwarriors.com. If you don't have a city that's on that list, please write to info@irreverentwarriors.com in that city that you're at, and somebody will get back to you. I'm sorry, I haven't worked for them for 3 years, but I'm still pumped up about this organization because they truly help people out get through the bad times. They did with me. I actually had to be 6 months sober to get my own hike. The president, Cindy, she's like, Andrew, I want you to be 6 months sober before you get a hike. Well, 6 months goes by. I call her up. I'm like, hey, I'm 6 months sober. Can I have Nashville? She's like, yes. So I had 225 people hiking in the streets of Nashville for an 11-mile hike. The founder, the president, the COO, the national coordinator was there. Everybody who was everybody was at that hike. It was an amazing hike. And you know what? After that, I stepped down from that role. I gave it to my good friend, Zach Jenkins, who is another big name in Nashville, Tennessee, for Irreverent Warriors. He is now a national, I think he's a national hike coordinator or a national teacher or national leadership with Irreverent Warriors. He's been doing that hike since I brought it back in 2019. He did it 2020, 21, 22, 23, and he's going to, and 2024 in October is going to be his fifth hike. So he is he's an amazing guy. He was my he was a big help to me when I had to do a hike, because there's a lot of coordination of parts for a hike. You have to talk to the mayor, you got to talk to police, you got to talk to the health people, safety vehicles, volunteers, lunch, pre-hike brief, post-hike brief. I mean, there's a lot. It took me 7 months to make sure my hike went off without a hitch. Oof.
7 months.
It did. For me to do Nashville, the smaller cities probably not so long, but like for a big city like Nashville, there you go. And you spelled it right. Yes. A lot of people, they put the A in there and it totally messes it up, but you spelled it right. God bless. So I was working with the Reverend Warriors. I was a lead coordinator for a city, and then I was a district coordinator for Tennessee. Then I was a regional coordinator for Tennessee and Alabama. Now, Alabama, I couldn't get any hikes to pull the trigger. So we didn't have that year. We didn't have any hikes. So I thought it was a time for me to nice. I like it when you add that stuff. So I was I was getting a little burnt out of the Road Warriors. I don't know, 3 years. I had some good people in my place. At the same time, the state chaplain from the VFW in Tennessee, he passed away, and my one of my senior officers, one of my mentors.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. That's Kirk Spradley, and he said, "Get some, devil dog."
Oh, got it. Good. Yeah, good to go, man.
So yes. So welcome, Kirk.
Hey, Kirk. So he passed away, and so my mentor said, Andrew, you'd make a really, really good chaplain. You should go out for that. So it was like, I think 2020 or 2021, where I was with IW, but I was also in VFW. And I was actually, I heard this and I'm like, yeah, sure. So we had a meeting and a special meeting. And so I got elected for the first time as state chaplain. So I get to give pastoral care to 15,898 members. Plus I get to be at their funerals and be at their times when it's bad. I get to be at their times when it's great. So I get to help the families transition a little bit. And I've been the VFW state chaplain for the past 3 years.
Congratulations. That's awesome. I mean, it's a huge responsibility.
It is. To
be clear,
it's big. A lot of phone calls, a lot of people like from I'm also a VA Veterans Administration Volunteer Service, so they have my number. So that plus the chaplain, I get a lot of phone calls. To Christine, like especially with problems with benefits and going to the VA. I mean, like Christine, my next door neighbor, we live right across from the VA. My next door neighbor won't go over one street over to get his benefits. I'm like, dude, you were in Iraq twice. You're a Ranger. Like, get over there. Just talk to someone and they'll point you in the right direction. Just go over to the building. It's fine. But that's not your issue. That was his. But it's just I try to point people in the right direction of where they're supposed to go. Like they call me the connector sometimes.
The connector. There you go. I think that's actually very fitting for you.
Thank you.
In hearing what
Trevor, I'm also the connector. See, Trevor Hart's really a Marine, fellow Marine. He's actually the original connector. But I'm going to take it. He lives in Clarksville now, but he used to live in Nashville, and he actually did the title for my house. Hi, Trevor. How are you? He is a connector, but I'm going to take connector 2.
There you go.
If that's okay.
Yeah. Well, with everything that you do, you wear so many different hats, and you do 100% connect veterans from every era to all sorts of places, be it, jobs, be it religious stuff, be it the VFW, the VA. I mean, you're a jack of all trades in that sense. And it's wonderful to have one person who really has a solid handle on those resources to be able to point one person wherever they need to go.
Well, case in point, like my past commander, my co-host on our podcast, he's like, Andrew, like he'd ask me, he's asking me questions like, well, where do you do this? Where do you do this? The last question he asked me is like, hey, what's that Chicago joint with the Chicago food down in Smyrna? I was like, you mean Chicago Express? Boom, boom, boom. 2 seconds. Like, and that's what I like to give is that information to people because they want it quick. And because they
Right.
want to get this stuff done. And Christine, I will relay all that information to mom so she can give it to you so you can get started on your disability. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you've served over there or if you served at all, and
Navy. She was Navy.
she was Navy. Oh,
Hmm.
well, past Commander Fleek, my co-host, he was
There you go.
Navy. He was on the USS Carl Vinson. Where was Christine? What ship were you on?
She's going to type furiously, I'm sure.
Good.
But in the meantime, while she does that, she did say that 2021 was the year of the captain mast.
Hey, Christine, I should have gotten captain's mast because I did something very stupid on a ship.
Uh-oh.
Christine,
And she would
Christine,
go
this
ahead.
story is for you. Okay, Christine, do you know general quarters and man overboard drills for a ship? She probably
I'm thinking
does.
she does.
Well, when I got blown up and I got my Purple Heart, they kind of stuck me on a desk for my last deployment. So I was the training NCO and police sergeant for my company. So I had a key that opened a door that had about $500,000 worth of gear on the ship. And so every time the Marines got tired, they would come to me and they would ask me, "Hey, Andrew or Farr, would you open up the? Can we get a little bit of a break?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" So I'd go in the room, get out the chem lights, break a chem light, throw the chem lights overboard. And what happens when a chem light is thrown overboard?
They assume somebody's overboard.
Yes. They call man overboard drills. The Marines go back to our berthing area and chill out. The Navy has to get to work and do their jobs.
Oh, gosh.
Christine, don't hate me. I did not get caught, but I should have gotten captain's mast and I should have got kicked out right then and there. So I apologize. But you can blame 126 of my Marines because I'm the 127th. So you can blame all of them. Just don't blame me.
Wow. You've got some really daring stories. Oh my God.
Very daring. And I swear to God, like Fleek, every time I tell that story, he's like, "Dude, I would kick the crap out of you for that. I would, and you should have gotten kicked out of the Marine Corps for that. But I didn't get caught. So
Right. It didn't happen if you didn't get caught.
it didn't happen. No crime, no body, no crime. No body, no crime.
But I'm sure they went through and they did a complete accountability every time you threw one of those chem lights in the water. No?
They don't care about chem lights. They care about 5590 batteries. They care about water jugs.
No, but I mean for looking to make sure that everybody was still on board.
Oh, well, if they, yeah, I see. I don't know how I was in the berthing area, so I don't know how that works with the Navy. Maybe Christine can shed some light on that issue.
And so Saga says it never happened if they never saw it. Exactly.
A true Marine, Saga, a true Marine. But no, I love helping veterans, and I got really good at it. And you got to build rapport with people, and you can't just ask for favors like right then and there. Like I've been working on my rapport with people here in Murfreesboro for a good solid 3 years. And, these people I can be like, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" But like, some people have been like in my VFW who's, they're running for like office or something like that. Like case in point, somebody asked me like, "Hey, I'm running for office. Can I get your list of people?" I'm like, no. No, you can't. You can come with me and meet these people, but I'm not going to give you a list of these people and their home cell phone numbers for you to call them to try and get you into office. Not going to happen. Sorry.
Right.
I worked too damn hard for it. Man overboard. That's right.
She agreed. Yep. Man overboard. She recalls it.
But yeah, I just, and my dad died, my son died, my brother died. A lot of my friends died. I had a lot of my Marines commit suicide after we got out. So I kind of do all this for them, And it makes me feel good because what Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself, and then love him. And you know what? If you love somebody and if you love doing something for somebody, that puts a really good feeling in yourself. And I just actually, it's funny, I just went through discernment for priesthood in the Episcopal Church. My last discernment was Sunday. I've told one person, but I was not passed on. I was passed over, I guess, in the military terms. I guess I could say passed over. I am not going forward with priesthood, but doing what I'm doing now. This is my ministry, and this is exactly what a deacon in the Episcopal Church does. So deacon is not off the table. I have to let the commission and I have to let the bishop read my stuff and the answers to all the questions that I've written, because I met with them for 6 months, and they made a decision. They're like, well, you're doing a really, really good job with veterans, but we're not gonna support you in your journey in priesthood. But if you said you wanted to be a deacon, because the last meeting I did say, I was like, God came to me in a dream. He's like, Andrew, you would make a really, really good deacon. And I told him that. And so I believe it's still on the table, but you know what? If it's not, it's okay. I'm still an ordained minister. I've done 62 weddings in 7 years.
Wow.
Officiated 62 weddings in 7 years. The last one I did was past Commander Fleek's daughter. I married her and her husband, Rick. I am still the VFW Southern Conference chaplain for the next year and a half. I will be giving up my state position as chaplain to somebody else. I think they need a fresh face. They've seen me for 3 years. They don't need to see me anymore. But I've got a guy who really is really devout, and he really, I think he could take the chaplaincy of the VFW state of Tennessee to another level.
Oh, that's awesome. And the fact that you recognize that it's not an ego thing with you, that's amazing.
I hate the hats. I like the hats I wear, like not all of the hats, but the VFW, they give hats. They actually give physical hats that have your position on the side of the hat, or cover, as we used to call it in the Marine Corps.
Correct.
But they call it a hat. In the VFW bylaws, it's called cap or hat. It's not called cover, which is really weird. But like a lot of these guys, a lot of these people that do a lot of these jobs in the VFW, I love them to death. But some of them, they do it just for the hat, and they just do it for the position. Well, you know what? That's wrong. I'm not one of those guys. I'm grateful to be there and part of that mission, but I'm there as an obedient servant, as a servant leader, because you have to serve first before you lead. And that's what our Lord and Savior Jesus, that's what he was. He was the greatest of the servant leaders. And every day I'm just trying to be like him.
Well, there you go. So Christine, she actually, I think she caught up with us here. So she said that she had gotten mass for drinking, and also that she would have helped you probably as far as right.
Throw it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her. Where is she? Montana?
No, she's here. She's in Murray County.
Oh, she's the one in Columbia. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And then Saga said, true leader, Semper Fi, devil. And Christine also said that she had worked with Pendleton and Lassoon on the USNS Flint.
Okay. Nice. Well, tell Christine, I am a shellback. I did cross the equator. And so I got to thank you guys for the wonderful amounts of hazing. I can't do yoga without it hurting. They made us duck walk the entire length of the ship over knee knockers. Like, It was bad.
Wow.
It was bad. I had to eat green eggs and ham on the mess deck on my face.
A little Dr. Seuss for you?
Yeah, and then I had to kiss King Neptune. I had to kiss him. He's my commanding officer. That was so weird. That was so. Yeah, Saga. That's right,
dying. He's dying.
dude. Saga, I can't wait to meet you because then you're gonna owe me tree line, dude. Tree line for that laugh right there. Tree line until I'm tired.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
Just
That's
kidding. I would
funny.
not. I would not make you do that. I did that in boot camp. I will never have anyone do that ever again. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, and Christine says Cat in the Hat. So we kind of veered off a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. That's me. I'm a squirrel, man.
And Saga can't run. He's got a cane. So.
Okay, well then I'll be able to catch up to him. So that's good.
Right. That's fair.
Just kidding, Saga. I love you, dude. Semper Fi, brother.
So you didn't have the knowledge about transitioning to civilian life, and thankfully we've talked about this. You know that the military branches are acknowledging that they need to do a better job. So that's excellent. So they're working on that, or at least I can't speak, of course, for the other branches. I'm assuming they're all following kind of the same guidelines nowadays. But I do know the Marine Corps specifically is doing some stuff. So that's excellent. And then now that you've gotten yourself to a place where in a good headspace, right?
Yeah.
And you're moving forward with your life. Now, you also are aware of a resource that I actually talked about with my guest this last Sunday, and that would be JT Cooper with Warrior Round. So tell me a little bit about meeting JT, going through the process of Warrior Rounds. And for those of you who aren't sure what that is or had not seen that episode, Warrior Rounds is a 501c3. They go out and they have actual songwriters who will write songs for military members, veterans, I should be more specific, for veterans who have issues with PTSD, whatever the case may be. To help them heal. And it's truly that person's individual song. It's written for them. So Andrew, if you could tell us how you got involved and about your song.
Well, I met JT Cooper. I met him when I was part of another nonprofit here in Murfreesboro. It was a nonprofit called Communiserve. And we were trying to help out the community, and it disbanded slightly a couple of years after. But I met JT at, I think, Mayday Brewery. And I was introduced to him, and he was a singer-songwriter. And then he told me that he was, he was in the Army during Black Hawk Down. I was like, holy shit. Wow, dude, that's cool. Like, they made a movie about it. Like, I used to watch that movie all the time before I used to go on patrols. I mean, it's crazy. And me and JT, we got to be friends. Actually, he's a member of my VFW now. He switched over 2 years ago. And he's like, Andrew, you need to come down and talk to me, talk to one of my songwriters and write a song. And so I did. So I went down to Nashville, I think like last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. And I sat down with the guy who used to write for Hee Haw.
I loved Hee Haw.
I loved it too. And he used to be a writer for Hee Haw. And so I sat down with him and I told him my story, and he came up with some lyrics, and we came up with some lyrics, and then he sang the song, and I haven't heard that song in a long time. Like, I was on the phone with JT, and I asked him to send it to me, and he has not sent it to me yet. But if I go back on my Facebook, I could probably find it.
Hang on.
there's an interview with me and the songwriter. Oh, you
Yes.
got it?
I'm going to find it. You just hold tight. You keep
Okay.
talking. Let me find it.
Well, yeah, JT, it's great. The music therapy thing it's a big thing. Like there are a lot of organizations out there that are doing music therapy. There's Guitars for Vets. There's Warrior Rounds with JT Cooper. There's Creative Vets down in Nashville. Um, there's Stop 22, which is Stop 22 is founded by Stephen Cochran, who lives here in Murfreesboro, another friend of JT Cooper. He Stop 22. Basically, all the people that are in the singing group, there's about 15 of them. They're all combat singer songwriters, and they play concerts for free to help with nonprofits and to help with different things that are going on. But Stephen Cochran, Sal Gonzalez, Micah Howard, um, um, Daniel Broderick.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of them. I can't even name all of them, but they've helped. They help. VR.
So DJ says BR 549. Ask for Junior. Oldie hee haw reference.
Sorry. I was more of a Lawrence Welk show kind of a guy.
Oh.
Well,
I only watched because I was forced to.
So, hey, my granddaddy was best friends with Lawrence Welk.
Oh my gosh.
They
That's
were like
awesome.
this. Lawrence Welk saw my. Sorry, this is a side note. I just want to tell you this story because I think it's really cool.
Go for it.
My granddad was the basketball coach at the University of South Sewanee for 25 years. After that, he helped out with the Harlem Magicians, which then turned into the Harlem Globetrotters.
Okay.
With that, he met Lawrence Welk. Him and Lawrence got together and founded Varnell Enterprises in downtown Nashville in 1971.
Wow.
He was the top promoter of sports and music in the 70s and 80s. So Tina Turner, when she sang at the Municipal Auditorium for $6 a ticket, I have a poster that I have found that is in the Country Music Hall of Fame with my granddad and grandmother's name all over.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
So in 1989, Granddaddy found an artist that you might have heard of. Let's see, Two Pina Coladas.
Garth Brooks.
He found Garth Brooks, and he promoted him until he went to Vegas. But because of Garth Brooks, thank you, Garth, my brother and I were able to go to boarding school and to college because of the concerts that he put on, that my grandfather helped put on. Now, my granddaddy, he died in 91, but his second in command continued on with Garth Brooks, George Strait, Reba, you name it. He's
the classic.
He's promoted Elvis. He promoted Bill Cosby when he did a comedy show downtown in the 70s. I mean, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
The Oak Ridge Boys. I mean, these people that my grandfather knew was just unheard of. He knew everybody.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
So I found your video.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Do you mind if I show it?
Go right ahead. It's probably going to be very embarrassing, and I'm a lot fatter in that video than I am now.
Okay, we're not for one judging at all. So, okay, let's see if I can do this. So you have to bear with me. I don't do this often, so hold tight.
Hey, listen, Mom, I have no idea how to do this. Whatever you're doing is great.
Let's see.
To share, you got to share the screen, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can. Window. There we go.
All right. Oh my gosh, I haven't. Oh Lord, have mercy. Wow.
Yep. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Wait, let's.
No, it's good.
It was too big for my little face.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
I haven't seen this in a long time. Oh, there I am. Oh my God. Oh damn. Yep. That's
So hopefully we'll
that's
get the
Camp
audio
Blue
on
Diamond.
this too.
That's First Sergeant Guzman. Yeah, that's me getting my Purple Heart. That's my wedding day to my second wife, and that's oh
Nope. Let's see. Hang on. There we go.
Look how fat I am. Jesus.
Can you hear it?
No, not at all.
Really? I hear it on my end. Hold up. Let's see. Let's see here. Hang on. No audio. Okay, hang on. Let me try this one more time. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. We're going to try this again.
Wow. It's funny to see me. That was like, how long? Like, was that like 2 years ago?
I don't know. Hang on. Where are you?
I'll get on Facebook too.
No, that's the one I want. Here we go. That might be the problem. Okay. Maybe. I'm trying to make sure I find the right one.
Yep, there it is.
Can you see that?
Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago. 2022, May 1st.
I should be able to just share, but it's not wanting to do the.
It's okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it doesn't want to. It's being difficult.
Hey, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know why there's no audio.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna when my phone comes. My phone is on silent right now because it stops taking notifications after 8 o'clock, so I don't get anything messed up. Oh my God! Holy shit! There he is. There's the hee-haw guy.
Wait. Hang on. We got to show the hee-haw guy again. Where did that go? Yeah, so he's right there.
In a church. In a Presbyterian church on...
there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
And you can't hear this, is that right?
No, I can't hear it at all, but I'm wearing a 9-line shirt, and my rosacea looks terrible.
Rosacea is the worst. Okay, I'm going to pause this, but if y'all want to watch his Andrew's song, you can just go out and type in whatever browser, Warrior Rounds Andrew Farr.
Yeah, easy. It comes right up.
Yep, it does. It comes right up. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Sometimes things just don't work for me. I'm not all that technical savvy. It works on occasion, but sometimes it doesn't. So, but yeah, really, I think hearing those songs, and some of them are funny, some of them are very, very deep, very, very personal. But it's not about those listening to it so much as it's about those who lived it. Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And how they put it out there, what they feel. So again, no judgment, none of that, because every single person sees things and feels things differently.
Yeah.
Yes, I am going to need to enlist your help, Ked, when you get home. So you need to start boning up on that so we can get that figured out.
What, for his Warrior Rounds?
My tech guy.
Oh.
My tech guy.
He's your tech guy? Well, of course.
Well, he doesn't know it 100% yet. I tell him he is, and
He got an 80 on his fucking ASVAB, so of course he's your tech guy.
It's whether or not he gets bored with it, though. See, that's the problem with smart people. They get bored really easily.
How old is he?
What's today? He's coming up on 20.
Oh, did he go to college?
Nope.
So he's going to go to college when he gets home.
Sure, kid. You going to college when you come home?
Hey, go to MTSU, man.
Actually,
Go
It
join
would
the
be
ROTC
great for him.
program. Then go be an officer.
Wait, he's got an answer.
Hey, 20 on March
Yeah.
18th.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be 20 years old in 4 days.
God bless him. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe that it's 20 years ago. So he
he
might
went-
go to trade school though.
Okay, good. Well, no, whatever whatever he wants to do is good, just as long as he's happy.
That's exactly right. So can you think, I know we talked a lot about the VA, we've talked about the VFW, we've talked about warrior rounds. Any other resources that you can think of that you want to share?
Yes.
And let us know if this is just local to the state or county, or if it's something that's nationwide.
Well, if you're looking for if you're a warrior and you suffer from PTSD, TBI, whatever, there are a couple resources which my VFW people have been through. Myself, I went through Save a Warrior. So Save a Warrior is in Hillsboro, Ohio. It is free for veterans, first responders, LEOs, firefighters, and EMTs. Free. All you got to do is apply. I think Mom is looking up the website address right now.
I am. I'm going to pop that out there for you.
Save a Warrior was founded probably in about 2012 by Mr. Jake Clark, a former veteran, former Secret Service, former FBI, and former LAPD. This guy,
Wow.
he's done it all, and he founded this modality out of the trunk of his car, and it kind of basically takes the warrior archetypes and breaks them down, and it forces us to go back to when we were very young, 0 to 4, when we were being taught what was right, what was wrong, what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. These are the premises that build our character going on in the future. And then we try to expand on that with AA, ACA, equine therapy, ropes course, and CBT. All this stuff is combined in a 72-hour program where you are cut off from the world for 72 hours. You actually you live there. The food is great. The bed, the sleeping arrangements are great. They just built a $5 million new building.
Wow.
I wasn't even a part of that. I actually had to live in the main house when I went through with 9 other guys. So we have these rooms, and you get up, you make your bed, you get down, you sit down for breakfast, then you go down, and Jake expounds. Jake and Brad Gollop, they expand your mind through Save a Warrior, through the archetypes, through the basically. Sorry, I can't talk. Taking you through the hero's journey. So it's he can explain it a lot better, but the body knows the score. That's one of the books that we have to read, the Laundry List Workbook, A Course in Miracles, which, by the way, is an amazing book about God written by scientists, which that's crazy, but it's amazing. It's an amazing book. 2 doctors, 2 scientists are reading about the love of our Maker, of God, of Jesus, of Yahweh, of whoever you believe in. I mean, it is very powerful. Saved my life. I have been off meds for 4 years now, so no trazodone, no more citalopram, no more metrazapine. I only take aspirin if I have a headache. But other than that, I'm good to go. When I go to the VA, I get my eyes done. I get my ears done. My primary care checks me out. That's it. And dental. So Christine, when you do get 100%, you can go get your teeth cleaned free of charge. Thanks, VA.
Right?
Saga, if you're 100%, you're eligible for dental. So,
Awesome.
But Save a Warrior, it saved my life. It saved over 3,000 veterans from themselves and from suicide. I even think nope, I can't say that. I'll get in trouble if I say that. There's a very, very notable veteran that went through the program that Saga would probably know. Most
Yeah, we don't want
military-
to. We don't need to put names.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
he went to this program and saved his life, and he did a big solid for us a couple years ago, for the entire world. So that's a hint. That's a hint, but that's it. That's all you're gonna get. But he went through this program, and it's amazing. There is another program out there by one of my other VFW members. His name is Lieutenant Commander Matthew Wiz Buckley. He was a Top Gun pilot. Navy Lieutenant Commander. He actually lives in Florida. He's got his own L-39 aircraft, which he actually he landed at the Murfreesboro Airport last October.
Wow.
But he's got a nonprofit called No Fallen Heroes, and it is basically ibogaine. It's basically stuff you get in Mexico. You go down there, you do a whole session, and you come back a better person. He's done it. He is, he's totally a totally different person. He's amazing.
It actually, just kind of taking a quick peek at that really looks intriguing.
What, No Fallen Heroes?
Yeah,
Are you looking at it right now? Really? Seriously?
What?
Hey, Wiz, look at that, Wiz. You're welcome, Wiz. You're welcome.
This is what I do. I try and get all of these resources out, because you never know who is going to see it and who might have their life saved. So it's important.
I have
a question.
Do you think you and I can get together and write a book about resources, because we need one?
Well, let's do it.
VA resources, that's fine. We get that every day. But then there are resources like the VA doesn't know about Save a Warrior. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. The VA doesn't know about No Fallen Heroes. The VA doesn't know about the Barracks Legend Foundation in Angelo Martinez. That's another nonprofit that's doing great things. There's stuff for scuba divers. There's you name it.
What's the one? There's one specific. I don't know that it's specific to
Aquanauts?
Marines, huh?
Aquanauts?
No, to Marines.
The Semper Fi Fund.
No, but that would be another one. ReconSniper.org. Hang on.
Never heard of them, but
Hang on. Let me see.
A cool name.
I don't know that I have it on this computer. Hang on.
ReconSniper.com?
No, I don't think that's it. No, Recon. Now I'm going to have to look this up. So I'll have it next go round. I don't think that's it.
Gary Sinise Foundation. That's a big one. That's here. He just moved here to Tennessee.
I know. I've tried to reach out, so haven't heard back. But
you got the VFW, you got the American Legion, you got the VVA, you got the DAV. I got to talk about this then.
Recon and Sniper Foundation.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
I guess so. I'm not a sniper nor recon, so
I know it's specific for the Marine Corps, I think.
Probably. The Mission Continues. That's another one that's big, huge in Tennessee. Actually, all over the place.
Oh, it is the Recon Sniper Foundation.
Okay.
And I'll throw this one out there too, because it needs to be. I changed what browser I was using with StreamYard, so it doesn't save it going from one to the other. So
I hear
I'll
you.
throw that one out there as well.
And since your sons are Marines and you are a mom,
Hmm.
the Marine Corps League is also another good organization to think about.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So we've got the Recon Sniper Foundation. So if you haven't checked it out,
Yeah,
go
I'll
ahead
check
and
it
take
out.
a
I'll
look
check
at
it
that
out
one.
tonight.
And all of these I'm putting in the chats as well. So if anybody's interested, they can find that out there too.
Oh, I never thought about doing it because I'm not a recon nor am I a sniper, so I wouldn't rate to go on that. But if they help other people, then I'm
It
going to check it out.
actually does. So let's try this again. Hang on. I'm going to share my screen. And I
Again,
won't need I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need
sound.
sound for this, but now I think I've got it. Okay. So can you see this?
Oh, that looks like the VFW website, sort of.
So this says the Recon and Sniper Foundation works to provide the proper guidance needed to enhance the quality of life for service members, veterans, and their families.
Well, good. Okay.
So this is not, there's nothing
everybody.
specific to say that it is for, just for
Dude,
recon or snipers.
those guys use the same technology to make their pages as the VFW national organization does. I swear, I shit you not.
There you go.
If you go online right now, go type in VFW12206.org. You'll see a very
1226.
12206.org.
See, and I was so close. I missed it by one digit. We're all streaming here, so it might take a minute.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of loads slow on my phone too. But like the backdrop looks like my VFW. It really does. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't know why
You might have to refresh it.
No, it's spinning. It's thinking about it.
I know. That's what I have to do with mine. I have to go in and out like 3 times. I don't know. I've got to talk to someone at National.
Interesting.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
but that's all right.
Type in www.vfw.org, like the VFW site.
There, see, that one pops right up.
Yeah, it looks just like it, sort of. I mean, it's got the same kind of setup. But like this right here, this is the VFW site. So we actually just met, not we, the higher leaders just went to Congress last week to talk about our rights and our benefits as veterans. And that guy right there in the center of the screen, that guy right there, that is the commander-in-chief of the VFW, Mr. Dwayne Sarmiento.
Sarmiento.
Yeah, and he is a Navy veteran, and he is great. He is a great guy.
Awesome. So there are a lot of these resources that are out there. And while there are several that are here in Tennessee or even more locally, there are several that are nationwide too. So make sure that you guys check those out if you need to, or if you're looking for something specific.
I love the plugging of the VFW. I love it. You just let a couple things pass by. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some brownie points for that. So.
Aha. Well, I'm glad I could help.
Hey, well, now this this relationship, it's a pretty good one, and I will see you on Monday.
Yes.
At my meeting, so you can talk to. I mean, we get 18 to 22 people, so that's 18 to 22 interviews for you.
Well, hey, I'm all about that, all about getting people's stories out and veterans' stories and making sure that we can get the resources out to the veterans. So this is excellent. Jason and I will work on getting our auxiliary applications done. So, yep, haven't forgotten about that.
Because once you do that, I mean, I sent you the national one, right? Yeah. I sent you the national one. Just fill that out, and then you'll be approved, and then come in and I'll let you know when the next auxiliary meeting is because you can go in, talk to Jim, give him your card, that your national member at large card, and there's only one thing he can do: put you into that post. That's all he can do.
Okay.
So it's
Well,
really,
I'm going to
easy.
take baby steps and one thing at a time. Let me get that app
No, of
filled
course.
out and then we'll move from there. But yeah, I will definitely be there for you on the 18th. Jason and I will be there.
You'll meet Elizabeth Long. She is Semper Fidelis. She's Fidelis Homes, so she's a realtor in town, but she's the one making our digital magazine. You'll
Right.
meet her, and she will talk to you about the content that you want in the magazine. And she does it with Canva, and she uses this link to do a flippable
I
magazine.
saw that. Yes, that's really cool.
And so you'll be able to like do your bio, and then you can put links of your interviews and like, hey, click this link, and it will run.
Excellent.
So it'll be good.
Well, that'll be great for everybody involved, and I'm really excited for this journey, this next stage in what we've got going. Anybody out there in the chats, if you've got questions for Andrew, go ahead and get those put out there for him. And while we're waiting for that, Andrew, for those who are considering joining the military, not specific, any words of advice for them?
Pick a job that you'll be proud of. Pick a job that do some research on what jobs they have, because some jobs aren't for everybody, and some jobs will get you a nice job when you get out. Don't do it just because you want to, even though it's for the good reason. Like me joining the infantry, if I didn't have a college degree, I probably wouldn't have amounted to anything before that. But do your research, talk to your recruiter. Don't get hornswoggled by him. Make sure that you understand what you're signing. And you know what? Just serve our country proud. And you know what? Come look me up when you're done, and we'll talk about where you're going next, because it could be the VFW, it could be the Marine Corps League, it could be another nonprofit that I could send you to that you could work for. I don't know, but make sure that if you do. I said do.
He did. I was not going to point that out, but yes, you did.
If you you put in, you get out what you put in. So
right.
Make it a good one. I mean, I had a great time being an infantry guy. I would do it again in a heartbeat if I was 18. Not at 46. I definitely don't think I can handle it at 46. No way. My knees are shot. My back is shot. My shoulders are shot. But if you score good enough, research, and you have options. You have a lot of options. Right. And when you get out, you have a lot of options.
Yes.
Way more than what I had when I got out.
Right. And I'm going to do a little plug here. And you can tell them I did this if you want to.
I will.
So a shout out to the Marine Recruiter's Office here in town. That would be Gunny Briggs, and it would be Staff Sergeant Clark. Rock on. I'm telling you what. Now, I have talked to Christine about them because her daughter is inquiring about the Marine Corps, and they're having some issue trying to find a good
recruiter.
Recruiter. So I have told them about that specific office. So because of that,
hey, come here. Say
hi
to
and Sergeant Fisher.
This is my wife, Katrina.
Nice to meet you. You wave at the public.
That's hi, hon. I know. She has a long podcast. It's great.
We're wrapping it up.
I got to talk about you for at least 30 minutes today.
There you go.
Baron, you gotta go. I can't do it with the dog in here. Come on. I love you though.
So yeah,
Right.
so a couple different things. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure to shout that out. So Christine, again, make sure if you haven't already, check them out. I know I gave you the information and the phone numbers, but if you don't believe me, certainly we can get you in contact with Andrew, and he can also tell you about this. Now, Saga knows them because he was recruited by them. And at the time, it was Gunny. Who was that before Briggs?
Oh man.
I have his number.
What the hell was his name? No, but do you remember a Staff Sergeant Lou Jablonski?
I do not. So no.
He's in my VFW, and he actually used to work
at
in
that same
recruiting office. Yeah.
So, oh yeah. Well, that didn't help me. Gunny Jones.
Oh, Gunny Jones. Yeah.
Yes. So again, now some great people. Just want to make sure, like I said, big shout out. Great, wonderful people. Everything that they had said to our son was correct. And not only that, they still keep in contact with him constantly, like all the time. They're checking up, seeing how he's doing, what's going on. And because in their mind, the minute they got that EGA, they're family. They are one of them 100%. It's not a matter of, did they make it to the fleet? Did they, they got that EGA, they're a Marine.
Hey, I cried at my EGA ceremony. Like a baby.
So Saga says, if you're in the Murfreesboro area and you feel Marines is the way to go, the Murfreesboro Marine Recruiters are the top station on all fronts in the entire section.
Oh,
there you have it.
What a kiss ass.
It's the truth. And this mom can vouch. So,
Andrew, when are we taking mom to the barbecue? Whenever she wants.
When are we going to the barbecue place? Christine wants to make sure she gets going.
Let's go next week when I get back from Kentucky.
Well, I got to take a look at my calendar.
Well, I'm retired.
Yeah, well, we're in the process of doing some stuff. So,
well, I got a VFW meeting Monday. Tuesday, let me see. Tuesday, I got a meeting at 6:00 at night. We can go for lunch. I can go Wednesday. I could go Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
There you go. We'll take a look, and I'll be sure to let her know. So yeah, Saga says he damn near cried at his EGA ceremony as well.
You know what? You're not a real Marine if you didn't cry at your EGA ceremony.
And Jason said Gunny Jones is now the regional head of recruiting now.
What, for the area? Oh my God.
Yeah, he was in Mount Juliet, and then he ended up here at Murfreesboro. He was there before Briggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him. When Gunny Jones was there, I did not go in as much. When Gunny Briggs was there, I went in all the time. When the Gunny before Gunny Jones was there, I went in all the time. Actually, if you go in there, when was the last time you went in there, Mom?
I'm thinking it's been several months.
Do you remember that plaque in the back, the 3-8 plaque with the signatures on it? It's got a skull and the rounded thing.
If I don't recall it, but it's not to say that I didn't see it.
That's my plaque. I went to a reunion with my 3-8 guys, and I had them sign this wooden plaque with our symbol on it, and it says 3-8, and then all the signatures are from the guys in Fallujah and Ramadi. Saga probably saw it like millions.
Wow. Oh, I'm sure. Christine says that their recruiter's a rookie. So they're looking some other places.
You need to come to Murfreesboro, to the RSS Murfreesboro, because they're way better. They know exactly what they're doing.
So apparently that plaque that you were talking about, it's in the front of the office now. Okay.
Oh, it's in the front with the plaque?
I guess. And then Saga says the flag. It's very prominent.
Yes, it is very prominent. Yes, it is. Because I'm a prominent person, Saga.
You forgot to go toot toot.
Toot. Oh gosh, that's from Major Payne. Toot toot. No,
You're tooting your own horn.
yeah, well, hey, no, Saga knows, he'll call me out on my bullshit. I'm waiting for him to call me out. I'm waiting.
He seems to agree, and he said it's there. Basically, it's very prominent, and it's as soon as you walk in the door.
It's funny. One of our guys, junior ROTC, adopted high school, Blackman High School. We've adopted them for the past 3 years. Daryl Hickman is was their senior last year. Well, he went to boot camp last summer, and now he's in the reserves. I don't know what to say about that, but he got recruited out of Murfreesboro RSS as well.
Okay.
Saga, do you know Daryl Hickman at all? Did you know him? Just asking.
We'll see how fast he can type.
He
and
was
I
a senior at Blackman last year. No.
he wouldn't. I don't know if he'd know. Yeah, he did actually. He said Hickman, good dude, kid was a beast.
His girlfriend is a senior at Blackman. I saw her today, and I guess he's a combat engineer. He's 13.
Oh wow.
Hey Saga, is that 1317 or 1371? I get that confused all the time. It's probably 1371. Because 1317, I think, is recon or sniper. I don't know. Shit.
By me.
We have a lot of numbers.
And a lot of acronyms.
Like
100%. Yeah, 1371.
Dick Hickman is, yes, he's, and I think he is working at Amazon? No, I don't know, but I got to give him a call tomorrow.
There you go. Well, all right. If I don't see any additional questions out there, I'm going to go ahead, start wrapping this up. But if you are interested in any of those resources, the links are out there in the comments. You can find those also in the recording. So check them out. And we are planning to have another show this coming Sunday. We'll hopefully keep our fingers crossed. And you may be seeing Andrew a lot more since he has graciously said that he'd come on and give me a hand.
I would love to help you out. I love talking to veterans. I love finding out the stories because you know what? If you weren't a grunt, there are still some very cool stories that I've heard. We've at TSP, the Scuttlebutt, we've interviewed the pogiest of pogues to the most operator of operators. And you know what? Every person matters.
Right.
Just like what we say in church, every person matters. Every job in the Marine Corps matters. Every branch matters, except for the Merchant Marines and maybe the Coast Guard.
Wow.
Just kidding,
right.
guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. I love you guys.
You want to stay put, and we're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up. Everybody, thanks again for coming out and joining today, and much, much, much appreciated. So again, So again, be sure and join us Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Time. Thanks again.